Hello, Wordlers. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is by you. We are going to do the daily puzzle for today, A-D-I-E, and we're starting with my favorite word, ado, because it has all those wonderful vowels, and we only have one. I don't like that. Okay, then we're going to try and get the O, the one we're missing. Again, there could be two E's, as we know, or there could just be one vowel. But I like to rule out the vowels. It seems to help a lot. So, and then we want the letters in snort. And I already have a word I think that I'm going to do. Maybe I'm going to do, see, I could, toner would be good. But I like, all right, snort. I like an S too. I think that's a really common letter. I could do tones. But with this E here, it could end in R. But it would be nice to know if there's S. This is a tough call. Snort. I think this time I'm going to try this toner and see what happens. Toner. Oh, okay. End in E. That's what I thought was maybe a possibility. I thought maybe a little obvious, but ended in ER. Okay, so there could be two E's. For instance, sheer, ear, something that ends in EER. We've got all the vowels. Could be a Y in there, like something. Oh no, that doesn't. I don't really see that because it would have to be another E then. Okay, and let's think if there's another E. It could begin with E, like ender, although not with an end. Elder. Oh, not a D. Okay, so all right, so let's try and get some of those from snort. I'm going to try and get that S in there somehow. So I think I'm going to do sheer because I want to get that S, common letter. Okay, snort, R-S-T. We could try another letter besides H, R-S-T-L-N, sneer. I don't know how to spell sneer if it's S-N-E. We're going to try sheer, and I hope this is the proper spelling. I'm not even 100% sure if it's E-A or not. Oh, sorry. Sheer. Okay, so there's another E. As we kind of thought it was a possibility. Like, okay, so never, something E-E-R. But there's a lot that we could have. R-S-T-L-N. We could be lever. R-S-T. Snort. We have all our snort letters. Never. Never is not a bad word, right? It's a long shot. Lever. I didn't even look at it. Leper. Oh, that'd be a good one. It's a little bit harsh, so they might not do that. Ever. All right. I'm going to do it. We're taking some risks. This isn't great. I'm a little tired. Never. Oh, my God. Then I bet it is. So lever. All right, let's go through it because if I go too quickly, then I miss the other options. So I go through every letter: Q, W, Y, pever, fever. Okay, so fever, lever, fever or lever. Okay, so this is where I say, what's a better person doing like the New York Times crossword puzzle sitting in Central Park? Lever is very scientific, maybe a little tricky. Never's pretty. Oh, no, we did lever. What was it? Lever and what was the other one? Sorry. Fever. Fever is good because it sounds like fever. Lever. Fever. The E is pronounced a little differently. Oh gosh. Fever is good because it is flu season right now. Lever's a little more neutral word. I don't know. What do you guys do here in this kind of situation? Is it lever or fever? Fever's if a person was to go through the letters this way, you'd hit F first. L's a little off to the side. I'm looking like maybe something that's less likely to be guessed. And lever. Oh, I don't know what to do. What do you guys do? Would love to know. I think my first one that came to mind was lever. Lever. So maybe I should do fever because it's a harder word. It wasn't the first one that came to my mind. And they try to make them harder, I think. Let's try fever. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns, which I don't love, but it was a little tricky. V is a tricky letter. I'm glad we got the V sort of quickly. Fever. What could we have done better? I'm trying to think. Like snort. None of those letters would have helped. At this point, never was a pretty good guess, a very good guess, but we knew there were 2 E's. It was good to check if there were 2 E's, because I was trying to think what word would have like 3 letters and then ER. Like try to think of something like that. I can't think of any, so it made me think there's probably another E. So, and they do that a lot, where they do the same vowel twice, because I think it tricks us a little bit. So, all right, fever, not bad, not amazing, but probably pretty good. And, a little bit, I'm doing these under a little bit of pressure. It makes it a little trickier, a little harder, I think. So I'm going to say I'm happy with that. And it could have been lever, and I used this logic of lever came to my head first. And fever, the letters sound, the E's sound so different. They like that, where, it's just a little trickier, I think, to guess fever, because you're not thinking ever, you're thinking ever, like lever. Oh, that's maybe a good way to think of it. And if you knew EVR, most people are going to think ever, never, lever. You're not going to think fever. So let's try and do that next time. The one that seems like the more difficult one to guess if you just knew those letters. So the one that sounds less like what the letters sound like on their own in our head. Like I was saying ever in my head, not ever. So it's fever because it was more difficult. All right, everybody, have a great day. I hope this one wasn't too painful for you. Please hit subscribe, like. It really helps me out. I appreciate it. And I'd like to have you guys come back and keep watching these. I really do think, if you're struggling at all, that these techniques, I think they help a lot. So, all right. See you tomorrow. Please, I'd love to hear in the comments how many turns this took you guys and what you thought, if you played along, or if you thought I made a good guess or a bad guess or something else that you think I should have done. I'd love the input. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.